Hi, I am Prashant Garmila, and today I'll be giving a presentation on electric vehicles. I hope you guys find this informative and enjoy this presentation. So, the topics that I'll be covering in this presentation today will be the background on electric vehicles, and then I'll go on to explain the concept development stage that includes need analysis, concept exploration, concept definition, and then I'll be discussing the challenges that involves in the adoption of electric vehicles. So starting with the background, as we all know, it all started with the invention of a wheel. Whenever we think about the present day cars, in the basics, it was all due to the invention of a wheel. We then developed carriages that were pulled by animals, and even today we gauge the power of an engine in terms of horsepower. Then we invented the steam engines and then the internal combustion engines. So the steam engines may help us carry very heavy loads and for longer distances, but it had some disadvantages. So the steam engines were not very efficient. Then we moved on to internal combustion engines. Internal combustion engines was such a great invention that it was we have been using it for almost a century, and we still use internal combustion engines. But the problem with internal combustion engines is that the byproducts of burning fuel through internal combustion engines gives out carbon dioxide and other chlorofluorocarbons, which are very harmful to the environment. And right now the need of the hour is to protect the environment and move towards a greener future. So here we are, and that's why we need the electric cars. Electric cars have zero emission, and they are much more faster and efficient than internal combustion engines. So the key to make the adoption of electric cars possible is to spread the awareness and market it in such a way that more and more people know about the advantages of electric cars and are willing to adopt it. And there'll be many challenges to make this happen, and the biggest challenge will be to build an infrastructure for the flawless adoption of electric cars. By infrastructure, I mean creating more and charging stations along the highways so that the long distance traveling is not a problem. Going further, I'll be talking about the concept development stage. The concept development stage involves three stages: the needs analysis, the concept exploration, and the concept definition. So, in the needs analysis, we'll be talking more about why do we need electric cars and what's the problem with the existing ICE cars. And we'll talk more about how electric cars can save our environment, and then we'll be talking about the cost involved to own an electric car. We'll also be discussing about the batteries, which which include the maximum percentage of the cost of a car. And we'll also be talking about the performance of electric cars and the feasibility to get the electric cars on road. The need of the electric cars can be justified by the fact that in recent years, the world is becoming more aware of the impact of IC cars on our environment. And with all the leading governments and environment organizations taking things seriously, we are constantly striving towards a greener future. Countries like Denmark has urged the European Union to ban the sales of IC cars by 2040. The US also plans to curb the use of gasoline and diesel powered engines by 2040. By seeing this sudden shift and the reduced timeline, it is evident that the world cannot compromise on the health of our environment anymore. Now, talking about the IC cars and why is there a need to phase them out? According to a survey, like almost 50% of the urban pollution is caused due to IC vehicles. These engines release harmful gases like sulfur oxides, carbon dioxide, and other hydrocarbons, which are the main cause of global warming. And apart from environmental impacts, ICs also are not as efficient as electric cars. ICs are only 15 to 20% efficient, whereas electric cars are 59 to 62% efficient. This is because ICs have a lot of moving parts that wear out during their use, and this contributes to the heat losses and all other kind of losses which is not prevalent in the electric cars. And then let's talk about the costs involved in owning an electric car. So according to a survey published by MIT, even though the base price of an electric car is more than an IC car, but the lower maintenance cost and the lower cost of refueling over the course of the entire lifetime of owning an electric car is much lesser than owning an IC car. And a major chunk of the price of an electric car goes to the battery that is used in it. And looking at the figures for the past 10 years, the cost of batteries have gone down by 85%, and it's much more accessible today than ever before. Then talking about the performance of electric cars. The electric car drivetrain is completely different than an IC car. There are very less moving parts in an electric car, and the motor in an electric car is directly connected to the wheel, which is the reason why electric cars are have high acceleration. According to a study, most of the electric cars in the market today can achieve an acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 8 seconds. And on top of that, there are zero emissions. So the only requirement now to adapt electric vehicles faster is the need for a strong and sustainable infrastructure. And with the evolution of fast charging technologies, the time to recharge electric cars has gone down to 15 to 30 minutes. Even though refueling an IC car takes minutes, this is a very good advancement and will continue to improve in the future. Now let's talk about the concept exploration stage. So the electric car can be categorized mainly into four subsystems and several components involved with it. The four subsystems are the body design, which consists of the components body structure, frame, bumpers, and suspension. The energy source, which comprises of the components batteries and battery charger. The electric propulsion system that consists of the electric controller, power controller, electric motor, the transmission, and the wheels, and the other auxiliaries like brakes, steerings, auxiliary supply, temperature control, and energy management. So the battery in electric cars not only powers the electric motors and the electric drivetrain, but also powers the auxiliary accessories like headlights, brakes, steering, and other onboard electronics. And there is a high voltage DC to low voltage DC converter, which is used to run accessories and recharge the auxiliary battery. Then there's the electric motor that drive all the wheels. That is the most important part for the propulsion of an electric car. Some cars use motor generators that can recharge the car batteries while braking. That's called regenerative braking. And the main battery or the traction battery needs DC to charge it. So there is an onboard AC to DC converter for that purpose. Modern companies even have equipment that can track the battery capacity over time. And then comes the one more important component of an electric car, that is the thermal system for cooling. This system makes sure that there is a proper balance in the operating temperature of the engine, electric motor, power electronics, and other components. Now talking about the performance of electric cars in recent times. As I've talked about this before, I see internal combustion engine cars lose most of the energy from the fuel as there are moving parts in the thermal engine, like the piston, which do not directly contribute to the motion of a car. Whereas in electric cars, there are no such limitations. Electric cars have negligible losses in the drivetrain, and there are no losses in the engine. The power to wheel loss is also minimal. These things contribute to the astounding efficiency of 60 to 77% in electric vehicles. Now, talking about the architecture of an electric car. It's difficult to talk about the architecture of an electric car without talking about the advancements in battery technologies. The efficiency of an electric car is directly proportional to the efficiency of the traction battery used in it. The lithium ion batteries constitute the large chunk of batteries used in electric cars today. They have the main advantages of lithium ion batteries are its high cyclability, which means that they can be recharged over and over for more number of times without losing its capacity over time. The only disadvantages with lithium ion batteries are its low energy density. That means that you will require a heavier battery to be able to go for a longer range. But to make the lithium ion batteries more stable for prolonged use, manufacturers have started using graphite anodes and liquid electrolytes. Present electric cars have also started including technologies like machine learning and AR/VR. Machine learning is used for self-driving cars and accident avoidance systems, and AR can be used for projecting navigational directions on the car's hood. And then there are alternative subsystems like hybrid cars in place right now. So hybrid cars are use both fuel injection as well as electric batteries for propulsion. They can make use of technologies like regenerative braking to prolong the range. Now, moving on to the concept definition stage. The new standard for production is very efficient and reliable, and it has the least amount of manual error that is possible. And as the awareness about the environment has increased, so has the demand for the electric cars. To take in account this increased demand of electric cars, there has to be a much more fast production system in line. The the production system involves flexible accommodation to urgent changes. The battery prices per kilowatt hour are going down. Production process is getting automated with less chance of human error. And then some manufacturers like Tesla do speculative maintenance where they can judge a problem in the car even before the driver realizes it. And they have a system in place that does a real time analysis of the functioning of all the subsystems inside the car. Now, talking about the challenges involved with electric cars. The primary challenge that the electric cars today face is it's the battery efficiency and reliability. As I have talked before, the lithium ion batteries are not that reliable as they have issues of overheating and there are high chances of catching fire. It has also disadvantages like very less energy density, which makes the battery heavier, and in turn, the weight of the car is much more heavier, which reduces the efficiency of the engine. And as we know, as battery ages, its capacity also reduces significantly, which means that the car might need a battery replacement very soon. This means an increase in cost associated with it. And also, there is widespread fear and acceptance of electric cars based on their low range. No one wants to get stuck on a highway with no charge on their car's battery. And manufacturers are also confused about the all wheel drive technology, as the initial acceleration provided by this system is immense, but with increasing speeds, this system is not able to deliver the same amount of torque as compared to an IC car. So, even though these challenges remain, but the potential that electric cars have is definitely worth taking forward. And once these challenges will be overcome, then we'll have a greener future and a more efficient way to travel. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation.